to the Cavaliers. I think they're an interesting team. Bit of a different situation. But I think this team is trying to go into contention. I still don't see them as a top 5 seed. I see them as like the 6th seed. But their starting lineup: Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Lowry Markkanen, we assume Karis LeVert, and Darius Garland. With Ricky Rubio assuming the backup role once he's healthy, with Raul Neto and Colin Sexton, I guess, if he returns. Also, Jetty Osman's been killing it for Turkey. What do you think of this team?
Yeah, they're good. Once they get that final star, they're pretty set up. Jared Allen's only 23. They're a good playoff team. They made it last year. If they didn't get hurt, they would have been a solidified seed. I like bringing back Ricky Rubio. I think they had a good offseason. It should only improve, but my thinking is once like Kevin Love's done, K-Love, I like Laurie at the 3, but I think there's eventually will be better options available. It's just interesting. They have a lot of different things they could do, but with Mobley and with Jared Allen, your paint's locked up for at least like 3 years. So you have DG. Now you just got to fill it out. Like I said, I'd probably bring in a 3rd star eventually. But at that same time, would it be a 4th star if both DG and Jared Allen are all-stars? Evan Mobley will be an all-star. So then
I don't think Jared Allen's not an all-star. I think this team needs Lowry Markkanen or I guess Colin Sexton or Isaac Okoro to take the jump and become scorers. I think Isaac Okoro is the guy you got to be looking at. This guy's going to go into year 3. I think he's the next coming of Andre Iguodala. 6'5", 225. I mean, what did Okoro put up last year? I think his numbers weren't too bad at all. I'm actually curious now. I think he put up like 12 a game, right? Or 10 a game.
He showed his flashes, especially once players started getting injured. He's definitely started to.
He put up 8 points a game, but he did shoot 35% from 3. I know on limited attempts. Like he shot 2.5 threes last year, but at 35% and 48%. But still a guy who averages, about a steal a game. His minutes did go down, but he still was a starter. But like you said, post All-Star break, he scored less, but he shot amazing. He was shooting 44% from 3. Yes, on 2 attempts a game, 51.4% on 6 attempts a game from the field. He was grabbing 3 rebounds, dishing out 2 assists, getting a steal a game. I like Okoro. I've always have. I think he's a good player, and he's definitely a guy who should start for them. Continuing to start, I think he could be their starting shooting guard maybe if they run Markkanen at the starting small forward again.
Yeah, he's the starter. He was the starter last year. I guess due to Sexton's injury. But I would have started him either way. It's just Okoro would every 4th or 5th game he'd drop 20 with 4 or 5 shooting from downtown and 7 to 8 from the field. And half of them would be in the 4th quarter when you needed him to make his shots and score. He's just sweet. He's nice with it. So I agree, Okoro. But I'm saying, that's cool and all, but you're gonna need. I'm talking like a KD. I'm talking like a LeBron. Like this team gets one of those guys, like a Tatum, a Jaylen Brown, a Siakam. It's gonna be hard to beat that team. They're really deep already as it is. So I don't think it'll happen this year. I think they'll probably be somewhere around what they were last year. But if they can stay healthy, they'll probably lock up a normal seed. So I think once Once they lock up that normal seed, you go into the playoffs. No matter how the playoffs go this upcoming year, I'd look right into the big ass free agency market, find my guy, make sure it works, and sign that dude.
Yeah,
And it won't be
no,
LeBron.
I don't know if LeBron will ever go back to the Cavaliers, but I mean the Cavs will get somebody. I think they're a team that's done good, growing hope talent. But this is a team that we need Evan Mobley to take a jump. We need more shooting from this team. I think that's why they drafted Ochai Agbaji, brought in Ron Neto. It just needs more shooting. Karis LeVert, let's extend him. I just think Garland needs to continue. I think Garland's legit. I just don't know. Is Dylan Windler, a bust? Are they going to move on from him? There's some players that they could package in Dean Wade, Lamar Stevenson, Dylan Windler with maybe a pick or two for some actual good, decent players that could help them that might be on the block. And I don't know who those players could be, but maybe hit up the Utah Jazz and see, is Bojan Bogdanovic somebody that's available right now, And
That doesn't even interest me. Unless he's on the final year of his. I don't want to pay that man any money to sit on my bench, and this isn't looking good. But it's not looking bad. He's on the last year of his contract. There you go. So yeah,
I don't get hit up Boyan or for Jordan, bring back Jordan Clarkson. I mean, maybe not Jordan Clarkson. I think Boyan's more of the guy that they should be going after. Maybe package for Boyan and Rudy Gay, but then the contracts won't work because I don't know if they could take that much money on. So maybe try to get yourself maybe Rudy Gay and I don't know, hit up the selling teams. Maybe try to get yourself Terrence Ross from the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, I have a completely different. I don't think they should do any of that. I wouldn't do any of that. I'd advise strongly against it. I'd keep my lineup.
I would. I was just saying to move the depth guys, if the bottom of the bench guys.
I wouldn't even do that. I don't unless a package is that enticing. My lineup is this: it's DG the PG, Isaac Okoro, Lauri Markkanen, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, Ricky Rubio, Karis LeVert,
once healthy,
Jetty Osman, probably Lamar Stevens,
Kevin Love,
and Dean Wade. I think it's more. I watched a lot of Cavs games last year because I covered them pretty heavy from December to the All-Star break, and all of those guys on the bench can compete. And I agree. They made that move for Karis LeVert, so I don't think that they're gonna. But at the same time, you can't you do have you said you have that depth. You've got those mouths to feed where you could get rid of them for a Bogdanovich or a player of that caliber, and maybe that does help them get to that next level. But they're not afraid to make the move. I think that if Sexton were to come back, if they could get Sexton back, I think they'd be just fine with their current lineup. I think that they'll be getting everything they want and more.
I just think I love Jetty Osman. I like Dean Wade and Lamar Stevens as depth guys. They've always proven they can play whenever called upon. Kevin Love's still good for them. He's their sixth man. Jetty Osman, he's underrated as hell. I just get scared that if they bring back Colin Sexton, will Colin Sexton be efficient enough? Is there enough scoring off the bench? Is there enough shooting on this team? That's my biggest concern. But I still think they're at the very least a 6 seed. At least a 6 seed. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, I think they'll be right around what they were last year. We'll see.
Yeah. Now let's go over to the Phoenix Suns.
They had a top roster before their players got injured. They had a top season schedule difficulty top strength of schedule, and they were like a top seed in the East. And their guys started going down, and it started to get bad.
Yeah, it was shit.